In Australia, superannuation plays a big role in how much age pension you can receive. Centrelink will assess your superannuation through both assets and income tests to work out your pension amount. Understanding these rules is crucial for retirees who want to maximize their benefits and plan effectively for retirement. So in this video, I'll explain how Centrelink calculates your pension with worked examples, outline key factors about super, and share strategies to maximize your age pension. Let's get straight into it. So how is your superannuation assessed? To determine your pension payment, Centrelink will assess your financial assets, including superannuation, through an assets and income test. I'll explain these tests in detail later, but first let's understand how Centrelink treats your superannuation in two different life phases. The first is the accumulation phase. This is when you're still working and contributing to super. If you're under 67 during this phase, your super is exempt from both assets and income test. If you are over 67, your super will be assessed for both tests. However, if you're over 67 but have a spouse under 67, you could contribute to the super to reduce your own assessable super. This is a legal strategy to minimize your assessable assets. The second phase is the pension phase, where you'll have either a transition to a retirement pension or an account-based pension. The transition to retirement pension is for people who have reached preservation age, which is currently 60 at the time of filming this video, and want to access some of their super while still employed. The account-based pension is for fully retired people who have converted their super to a pension account. In the pension phase, your super will be assessed for both assets and income tests regardless of your age. The assets test. The assets test works out the value of your assets to determine your eligibility for age pension. How much Centrelink can pay you depends on the value of your assets, your home ownership status, and if you're in a relationship. Your assets includes shares, investment properties, superannuation, and home and contents such as furniture, jewelry, electronics, and motor vehicles. There are a number of other assets which is listed on the Services Australia website if you want to have a deeper look. Please note, your principal place of residence, which is the home you're currently living in, is exempt from the assets test. However, if you move into care, it may then be included in the assessment. The assets test threshold. The thresholds for the assets test effective from the 20th of March 2025 are as follows. Let's say you're single. If you're a homeowner, the threshold is $314,000 for the full pension. If you're not a homeowner, then it's $566,000 for full pension. For part pension, it's $697,000 for homeowners and $949,000 for non-homeowners. Now let's say you're a couple. If you're a homeowner, the threshold is $470,000 for full pension. If you're not a homeowner, then it's $722,000 for full pension. For part pension, it's $1,047,500 for homeowners and $1,299,500 for non-homeowners. Assets exceeding these thresholds will reduce the pension amount by $3 per fortnight for every $1,000 over the limit. The income test. The income test evaluates how much income your financial assets generate, which will impact your age pension. Financial assets includes your savings, shares, and superannuation. A key component of this test is the deeming rules, which assume your financial assets earn a specific rate of income regardless of your actual earnings. These deeming rules calculate the income from your financial assets, which is then combined with your other income to determine your payment rate through the income test. As of 20th of March 2025, the deeming rates are: if you're single, the first $62,600 of your financial assets has the deemed rate of 0.25% applied. Anything over $62,600 is deemed to earn 2.25%. If you're a couple and at least one of you get a pension, the first $103,800 of your combined financial assets has a deemed rate of 0.25% applied. Anything over $103,800 is deemed to earn 2.25%. For example, if a single retiree has $120,000 in financial assets, the deemed income will be calculated as follows. First $62,600 at 0.25% equals $156.50. The remaining $57,400 at 2.25% equals $1,291.50. Total deemed annual income equals $1,448. This deemed income is then used in the income test to assess its effect on the age pension amount. The deeming rates of 0.25% and 2.25% have been frozen since 2020. The thresholds, however, are reviewed and may change every financial year. The income test thresholds. The income test has specific thresholds that determine how much income you can earn before your age pension is affected. From 20th of March 2025, these thresholds are: for singles, you'll receive full pension if your income is $212 per fortnight or less. Your pension will reduce by 50 cents for each dollar over $212. You can still receive a part pension if your income is less than the cutoff point of $2,510 per fortnight. If your income in a fortnight goes over this cutoff point, Centrelink will pay you $0 for that fortnight. For couples combined, you'll receive a full pension if your income is $372 per fortnight or less. Your pension will then reduce by 25 cents for each dollar over $372. You can still receive a part pension if your income is less than the cutoff point of $3,836.40 per fortnight. If your income in a fortnight goes over this cutoff point, Centrelink will pay you $0 for that fortnight. Here is a full list of the cutoff points for different scenarios. Let's now go through a few worked examples so you can understand better. Worked example for a single person. Our friend Mary is a single retiree, owns an 800k house, has 400k in superannuation and 50k in other assets. This is how Centrelink will calculate her pension. Firstly, let's do the asset test. Her home of 800k is exempt from the asset test, so we'll ignore this. Her total assets is 450k, which includes her super and other assets. Assets threshold for full pension for a single homeowner is 314k. Excess assets equals 450k, take 314k, which equals 136k. Assets exceeding these thresholds will reduce the pension amount by $3 per fortnight for every $1,000 over the limit. Therefore, the pension reduction is $136,000 divided by 1,000 times $3, which equals $408 per fortnight. The maximum pension is $1,149 per fortnight as per this table on screen. So Mary's reduced pension is $1,149, take $408, which is $741 per fortnight. Let's now do the income test. So again, Mary's home is exempt from the income test. Her total financial assets is 400k, which is her super. We don't include her other assets since they are non-financial assets. Let's calculate the deemed income. So the first 62,600 has a deemed rate of 0.25%, which is $156.50. The remaining $337,400 from the 400k has a deemed rate of 2.25%. The remaining $337,400 from the 400k has a deemed rate of 2.25%, which is $7,591.50. So the total deemed annual income is $7,748. The deemed fortnightly income is $7,748 divided by 26, which is $298. The income threshold for full pension is $212 per fortnight. You will receive full pension if your income is $212 per fortnight or less. Your pension will reduce by 50 cents for each dollar over $212. Excess income equals $298, take $212, which is $86. Then the pension reduction is $86 times 0.5, which is $43 per fortnight. So the reduced pension is $1,149, take $43, which is $1,106 per fortnight. In Mary's case, the assets test results in a lower pension, which is $741 per fortnight, compared to the income test, which is $1,106 per fortnight. Therefore, the assets test will determine her age pension amount. Let's now look at a worked example for a couple. Our friends Jack and Rose are a retired couple, both 67, they own a house worth $1 million, their combined superannuation is 600k, and they have 100k in other assets. Let's start with the assets test. Once again, their home is exempt from the assets test. Their total assets is 700k, including super and other assets. The assets threshold for full pension for a couple who are homeowners is $470,000. Their excess assets equals 700k, take 470k, which is 230k. Once again, assets exceeding these thresholds will reduce the pension amount by $3 per fortnight for every $1,000 over the limit. So the pension reduction equals $230,000 divided by $1,000 times $3, which equals $690 per fortnight. The maximum pension is $1,732.20 per fortnight for couples as shown on this table on screen. So the reduced pension equals $172.20 take $690, which equals $1,042.20 per fortnight combined. Let's now do the income test. Once again, their home is exempt from the income test. Combined financial assets equals 600k, which is their superannuation. Here's how we calculate their deemed income. First, $103,800 at 0.25%, which is $259.50. Remaining $496,200 at 2.25% is $11,169. So therefore, total deemed annual income equals $11,428.50. Fortnightly deemed income equals $11,428.50 divided by 26, which is around $439. The income threshold for full pension for couples is $372 per fortnight. So the excess income equals $439.55, take $372, which is $67.55. Again, please note, you'll receive full pension if your income is $272 per fortnight or less for couples, but your pension will reduce by 50 cents for each dollar over $372. So pension reduction equals $67.55 times 0.5, which is $33.78. So the reduced pension is $1,732.20, take $33.78, which equals $1,698.42 per fortnight combined. So here's the conclusion for Jack and Rose. Assets test pension is $1,042.20 per fortnight. Income test pension is $1,698.42 per fortnight. So the result is, since the assets test produces a lower amount, that is the one they will apply. So what if one partner is under age pension age? An important nuance in superannuation and age pension interaction is when one member of a couple is under age pension age. In this case, the superannuation of the younger partner is not counted in the assets test. This strategy can be used to move assets to a younger partner's super. This is legally allowed and can reduce your assessable assets. For example, Harvey, who is 67, and Donna, who is 63, are a couple. They have $350k in super in Harvey's name and $400k in Donna's super. They also have 50k in other assets. Donna is under age pension age, so her super is not counted. So in the assets test, only Harvey's super and other assets are counted. Total accessible assets equals 350k plus 50k, which equals 400k. Since they are homeowners, full pension cutoff is 470k, therefore they are eligible for full age pension. The key takeaway here is, structuring your super between partners can significantly impact your age pension. You can make spouse super contributions either by splitting or rolling over your super to your younger spouse's account, or by contributing directly to their super. These contributions are treated as non-concessional and may even qualify you for a tax offset. Other strategies to maximize age pension eligibility. Besides contributing to a younger spouse's super, here are several other strategies to maximize your age pension. 1. Purchase of exempt assets. This involves investing in assets that are exempt from the assets test. The most significant example is your primary place of residence. Doing renovations or upgrades to your home can improve your living conditions while reducing accessible assets. Another option is prepaying for funeral expenses. For the 2024-2025 financial year, funeral bonds up to $15,500 are exempt from the assets test for age pension. 2. Gifting. You can gift up to $10,000 per financial year with a maximum of $30,000 over 5 years without affecting your age pension. This can be a strategic way to reduce your accessible assets. And 3. Utilizing work bonus. The work bonus allows you to earn $300 per fortnight from employment without accounting under the income test, which encourages part-time work while maintaining your pension. Upcoming changes to super that may affect pension. From the 1st of July 2025, the superannuation guarantee increases from 11.5% to 12%. This means more money will flow into super, especially for young Australians. This increase means that employers will contribute more to employee superannuation funds, potentially affecting future age pension eligibility due to high superannuation balances. Also, the current deeming rate freeze ends 30th of June 2025 and it could rise after that. A rise in deeming rates means higher deemed income, which may reduce pension eligibility. If you're watching this video in the future, please make sure all the rates mentioned in this video are up to date. Final thoughts. So in summary, we can see how superannuation affects the age pension in Australia and remains a crucial consideration when planning your retirement. To recap this video, super is exempt before reaching age pension age. After pension age, it counts in both assets and income tests. Deeming rules apply regardless of actual returns, and the worked examples in this video show how structuring your money strategically can lead to thousands of additional pension dollars each year. By understanding and using strategic approaches like moving super to a younger spouse or investing in exempt assets, the average Australian can increase their age pension payments while making the most of their retirement savings. By the way, all this information and more is available on the Services Australia website, which I'll link in the description. However, I find the information is scattered across different pages, with important details often hidden in unexpected places. That's why I make these videos. Sometimes you just want someone to summarize and explain it all to you in person. I certainly wanted that when I was helping my parents apply for their age pension. And quick disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Please do your own research before making any financial decisions. For personalized advice on managing your superannuation and age pension eligibility, please go see a qualified financial advisor. By the way, if you're enjoying this video and made it this far, comment the words super retirement plan down below so I know who you are. And if you're new around here, what are you waiting for, mate? Subscribe to the channel and join this wonderful community of like-minded people. Also, please consider signing up for my free newsletter, Aussie Money Club, where once a week I'll send you some money tips, major news in the market, or any cool life updates from me. And if you're interested to learn how to invest outside of super this year, check out this video on screen where I'll show you a beginner's guide on how to buy your first stock in Australia. And as always, thank you for watching, I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video.